Hello, honey. Oh, so good to see you again.
So good to see you.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're doing good. I heard about where you are and what's been happening, and after so many difficulties, I'm so happy you're in a good place.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm just so happy to see you again. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this.
Oh, but let's always stay in touch. So how are you? So tell me, last time we saw each other was at the Refugee Center in Nairobi, and now where are you?
So when on 19th of 2018, I was resettled to Massachusetts, to Worcester, Massachusetts. Well, I was very excited to be here, and also very sad to leave a place I called home for so long, RefuSHE. And once I was settled in, I came through an agency called URM program, which is a refugee unaccompanied minor program, and they placed me into a foster family. And well, I live with my two beloved foster moms, Deborah and Alisa.
Oh,
Yeah, I was quickly enrolled in school. I go to Brancott High School, and because of my limited vision, I got help from my teachers, and also I was involved with the Massachusetts Commission for the Blind, which provided me with a CCTV in which I could be able to like take the notes at the same time as others in class. It felt great to
interesting.
work independently. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, this is this. I remember when I met you, how strong you were. I remember you. I couldn't believe it. I knew what you'd gone through, and I know some of what you told me. But I thought, God, her spirit is so strong. Her smile is so big. If she can just have a little bit of the help, you're such a wonderful example, because for all the help given you, it means nothing if it wasn't you with your will to do good and survive and make the best of every challenge. And it's really, you've done this, and you make it easy to help you.
You.
Really.
Thank you so much.
Your moms must be very excited.
Oh,
It
yeah.
must be so wonderful for them to have you in their home and their life now.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they are so excited. They are really good people. We have been going to the movies, we went camping, but I didn't like camping actually because it felt like I was in a refugee camp.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you've done enough of that in that way.
I get enough of that. So, but we have done so much fun stuff, and because I do like the movies, so we used to go to watch plays. So that was just such a
Oh, how wonderful. And I know that you've been still in contact with the RefuSHE programs and helping others, and that you want to help other people and other young people who go through the program or who are in need. Are you in contact? How are you able to help them or advocate?
So well, I have been in contact with refugee actually, and I've been advocating for many people and many young refugees like myself, and just like I was in a refugee camp in Uganda, and I was chosen as the president of people with albinism, and I was advocating for them and all that. So now when I went to refugee again, I got support, and I am still advocating for young refugee women, like all over.
And have you met any other refugee women in where you live in your neighborhood or community?
Oh yes, yes. I've met other refugees, young women, and especially. in a program where it's a refugee and accompanied minor program, which I met also other young women from different parts of the world. And it's just really felt great to see how they are doing and how they are contributing to the community, which is just such a like good to see. Yeah.
I bet. Oh, it's so wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
Such a strong group, and so interesting. I imagine some people. One of the things that I love about working with refugees is one, how very strong anybody who has gone through a refugee situation is, but also the many different countries and cultures that come together and then share with all of us all the strength that you bring from your own unique background and what you've understood to be and who you are. And even as you say, to speak out for albinism is such a lot of people, there's so much to learn. You taught me a lot already. And it's really, it's a very special thing to be able to have a gift to be able to communicate the way you do and to help. I'm so happy. So I heard, how's school? Tell me about school. I've heard you're doing good. I'm not surprised because you're very smart, but I've heard you're doing very good in school.
Yes, so I am really doing great in school. I was able to escape a year because when I came, they put me in 9th grade, and I was able to take some college classes, which gave me more credits, and I was able to escape a year in school. Now I'm in 11th grade. And yeah, I've been doing so many interesting things. I was involved in many other programs, like after school, like a dynamic program. It's a youth academic program in which we are learning how to be leaders, and they prepare you for college and careers and all that. So I've been working really hard and taking classes in violin, piano, and in voice as well. And
good.
yeah, so now I'm just dreaming. Like my big dream college is to go to Columbia University in New York City.
Yes, and focus art and music.
Yes, focus on art, music, and leadership as well. And as I do love international development a lot, because I told you I want to work with the UN like you, so I am focusing on.
Well, the UN really, really does need the help of those who've actually been through it and understand it better than sometimes some people who make decisions from far away don't know as much as somebody who's actually been in the system to know what works and what doesn't. So it's very, very needed. I would love that if you got involved in development. You'd be very, very, very good at it.
Thank you so much. And it is just really, amazing to see how I can have these opportunities to go to school, to have to be safe, but it's like make me feel sad to see how younger refugees like me, who are even smarter than me, but they have no opportunities to do all these things. But it will be great if all young refugees are given the opportunities to have to go to school, to have to just have a future, and I'm sure that they will give so much back to the community. Like now I'm giving to my community here in Boston. So I am actually making masks for COVID-19 because I learned how tailoring when I was at RefuSHE in Nairobi. I was able to learn how to make how to sew, and now I'm able to sew masks and help my community. I'm able to help my friends tutoring in math and sociology. So yeah.
I know, yes. So RefuSHE, I know they're doing a fashion show again. I remember when I went, and saw the fantastic fashion show. The only fashion show I've ever been to, actually, was at RefuSHE. And I was so impressed with all the ways they did everybody did the different fabrics and made all the clothes, and it was wonderful. I heard there's one that's happening now for an event. Is that?
Oh yes, so RefuSHE, they're having a fashion challenge. It's gonna happen in Chicago. So it's gonna happen on June 18th and June 20th, and it's gonna just be amazing for everybody who would like to join. It's so just go to refushe.org and they can join. They're gonna learn more about the program, you know, and in the fashion challenge, you know, it's gonna be fun. So I hope you this year.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing it. I look forward to seeing all the designs and all the the work. I'm sorry it couldn't be back where it was, but it's kind of interesting to see it grow, and maybe more and more people will even learn about the work and the program and the designs and all of the good. So hopefully it's exciting. But I hear what you're saying, when you talk about that you've had these opportunities and how much you wish that people could, so many others had opportunities. And I think it's such a, and you and I both know how lucky any community would be to have so many girls like yourself and so many of your sisters around the world who have suffered so much and are such strong women, young women who want just an opportunity to do good and be safe. And you mentioned that, to be safe. I think it's such a sad thing that any child ever has to wish for that's not something they're born into, to have safety. How old were you? I know we talked a little when you were younger, but do you ever remember being safe or when you were a little girl, or how early did you start to face challenges?
Well, for me, I had so I started facing challenges kind of since I was born, actually, because as you know, my community didn't believe in like people, they knew that albinism is something magic, and like they killed people with albinism and sell their parts of the body, and losing my parents at a younger age, so all that. And again, being in a refugee camp at 14 years old and taking care of my younger siblings was just a lot. Yeah. It's.
Where are your siblings now?
Oh yes. So when I got resettled here, my family, my siblings were in a refugee camp in Uganda, and now we are reunited again. So they are here in Massachusetts. My three brothers remain in a refugee camp, but I'm glad that my younger sisters and my old brother is here with me.
So maybe one day you'll all come together, or you'll be able to go back, and you're building it back together piece by piece. Oh, that must have been an amazing. What did you go to the airport? When did you first see them? How did you? Did you come together, or did you?
So like I went to when I knew that they were coming, because I was here for a year, and then after that they were also resettled here. So I went to pick them to the airport, and I had some organizations like WARM and my family helping me to go to welcome them. It was such a joy that I lost since my parents died. So that it just came back to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. And I just was really grateful to have to be reunited with my family again. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. And with your brothers who are in the refugee camp, are you able to call them at all, or?
Yes, I'm able to call them. I'm able to communicate with them as well. Yes.
So how long have they been there? How long have they been in the camp?
They've been there now. It's like 6 years. Yeah.
Do
Now
they have
it's,
a school in the camp, or
sorry.
do they have a school in the camp? Is it a UN camp, or it's
So it's like a Ramanja camp. So like they have schools, but not for older, I think.
right? Yeah, that's often what happens is they run out of funding, or they only have a little bit for basics, and then
Mm,
there isn't the support and funds for the secondary education. We need
yeah.
to work on that. You and I can work on
Yes. Yeah.
that.
We can work on that. It's just, yeah, it is really good for people to get the opportunity to be prepared for their future, because living in a refugee camp is not that easy, as you know. And but if they have like something to do, like education, even though they don't get education, but just have a skill in which they can get, and then when they got, like if they got an opportunity to be resettled like I did, they can be here and they have already some skills, they have some education, instead of just staying in a refugee camp with no education, with no skills. And
Well,
it's
I always think that it's this opportunity. You have a person who is there and wanting so much to learn anything and get a strong education and focus on school and growth and development for themselves. And I I think I think also because when people, I imagine for families like yourself, it's your right. It's every child's right to have an education, and and then to think all that they can contribute, if they're able to do, whether they're resettled or if they go back to their country and help to do development, or all the different ways to stabilize and make the country flourish and be strong again, needs the people to have this education and this strength, and so it's an investment. But I hope more people see it that way and we're able to work together. I know many do, but there's a lot we still have to work on.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is critical that young women being given the opportunity to reach their potential, and to um, help their community they live in and all that. It is just such a, because I'm just really, I can say I am really grateful to get prepared by the RefuSHE, and also all those organizations outside there who are helping refugees and supporting refugees by giving them skills and education. Like RefuSHE has prepared my future, and now where I am excelling in school. I am doing great. And I am sure that if every single refugees are given that opportunities, I'm sure that they're gonna do great. They're gonna do well. Yeah.
Absolutely. And also, I think what people don't realize, and more than others, what it feels like to be a refugee, what it feels like to have lost so much and to be in those camps where I feel like if I was in a situation like that with nothing I could do to improve myself, and I felt so alone, I would go a little mad. I wouldn't know how to. I would feel even more alone. I would feel like chained by the limits of what I could do to help myself.
Oh.
So I say this for you. I imagine for you, your families, and everybody's in a camp, what it must feel like to be so vulnerable and so alone. And I can't imagine. Must have
Yeah,
been very scary for such a young woman.
it is. It is. Yeah, it is like so. It is so difficult. It is difficult as a refugee girl. Sometimes you slept angry. Sometimes you are thinking about tomorrow, what is gonna happen, like thinking about your future, what is gonna happen to you. You have nothing, and this is why many refugees are like committing suicide because they seem like, oh, now my life is over. Like I have no support, I have no help, I have no education. What is going to happen to my future? And especially as young, you can, especially in a refugee camp, there is a lot of like bad men's, you know, and as young women in that place, it's just really hard because some women get raped by men and lose their um, I mean, their innocence just for nothing. And all those experiences are just, it's it's so sad to see even a mother in a camp with the kids and wake up in the morning and the kids are like, food, there is no food, there is nothing, and the mother feel like, oh, I shouldn't be the mother. Like I've seen such a experience in the camp, which is just really sad. And all those, sorry.
No, it's horrible. It's horrible. But this is why it's so important that you are sharing what you know, and leading by example of what is possible, and being able to talk about what has to change and what people need. It's really it's one thing if I say it, I can try to say it and explain it, but when you live it, and when you have come through in the way that you have, then you are an example of all that's possible. And you're also somebody who's sadly experienced a lot of the worst. And so you can explain what has to change. So
Yeah.
I love that. And I love that you are using your voice in such a strong way.
Thank you so much. This is why I do really support all those organizations like UN, supporting all those refugees around the world, like all the shelters, like RefuSHE, like other or any organization out there that is like supporting refugees. It's just uplifting. You guys are doing it, just not supporting those people, but you guys are changing their lives, just like my life. Just like,
But do you know why everybody who likes to work with refugees, everybody I know that works with refugees, is because we are inspired by you, and we learn from you, and we feel so fortunate to be a part of your journey and your life. Better that we have any contact with a woman like you. So it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, and much, much more.
thank you. It was just inspiring to have met you, to RefuSHE. Actually, this is something that made me feel it just made me think in another way, to just see somebody who doesn't know you and who just is willing to come to visit and say, hi, are you okay? It's just, everybody needs that. Everybody needs somebody like you. Just everybody needs to be like you. So,
very sweet. Well, I remember meeting you, and I went home to my kids. Even this morning, I was talking to my kids, and I was telling them, I told them about you after I met you.
oh.
And I told them this morning, remember her? Remember I told you about this amazing young woman? I get to speak to her today. Now she's here. She's in America, and we're going to talk to her. And she's helping so many people. And so thank you for being such an inspiration to me and to my kids and to everyone. And I'm right here at the other end of this crazy Zoom, but I'm also in this country with you. So I tell your moms that I'm always here if ever you need anything or want to talk. And I'm your friend. So
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you having to like come and again talk to me. And I just that just made me so happy to see you again. And I hope that I'm gonna see you again in the future.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
I just want to also say just thank you to America for giving me the opportunity to be here, and I'm going to make my country proud. I'm going to make this country proud of me because my country did not give me the opportunity that I needed, and you believed in me and you give me this opportunity. So I'm going to make America proud. Thank you so much.
You're what builds a strong America. You, with women like you, young girls like you. And our country was, was built by many people coming together from different parts of the world. That's when we're our best. So I hope to be the America you see us as. That's what we should be. That's the America we should be, is the America you you see. So let's hope we live up to it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, sweetheart, I'm sending you love. And I'll be in touch, and I'm here, and anytime you need me, I'm here.
Thank you so much. It's so good to see you.
You too. You look great. I'm so happy.
Thank you. Take good care of yourself and say hello to your kids and tell them that I love them.
I will say hi and send love. And to your family too, to everyone.
Thank you, I will.
Okay, well, speak soon then, I hope. Stay in touch.